we're going to get right into the mix of things. There's so much content to go through, not necessarily more slides to go through, but we have a lot of principles and things to walk through so that way you can implement some actionable things in your business. If you haven't had a chance to watch day one or day two, I don't know where you are in the world of marketing. Maybe internet is just not working because our goal is to break the internet with this workshop, and you guys are all helping us do that. If you're in the Zoom room, you'll notice that our chat is intentionally turned off, and that's because we want you to say hi to us in the Facebook page. So tell us what city, tell us what journey, what part of the business journey you're in, and I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved every single part of this workshop. And it's amazing when you have a legend in the industry like Jim Edwards, and he doesn't need much intro, but he is someone that we all look up to in the world of copywriting, sales copywriting. But that's not the only thing he does. There's a lot of cool things. He has his own SaaS, a lot of AI businesses, and all kinds of cool stuff that he's working on. But Jim, thanks for saying yes to us again, and we're back for day three, huh? We usually do these on a 3 day, but we're doing 4 days, so today is not the last day. But yeah, thanks for coming back to day three.
I'm super excited, and I appreciate y'all having me. I just love sharing this stuff. This is the stuff that's made such a difference in my life. And when I see, people coming up to me and saying, dude, I made $1 million because of what I learned from you, I'm like, this is not an income claim. Your results may vary, but that's great, But it's just, over the years, training people, teaching people, helping people, one of the things that I realize is that we can train people and teach people to do the thing, but if we don't also train them how to sell the thing, we have actually done them a disservice. So it's like I got these two sides of my life. It's like it's all the creator stuff and the development stuff, and like you say, the SaaS stuff and all, but then the other half is, selling it. And one of the things that I tell everybody is that, whatever you do, okay, so if you're a SaaSpreneur, that's great. Or you're an author, or you're an e-commerce specialist, or you're a coach, or you're a speaker, you're a trainer, you're whatever it is. I'm a fill in the blank. You need to take one step to the left, not politically, philosophically, but take one step to the left to the other side of the sentence, and you need to say, I am a marketer who sells my SaaS. I am a marketer who sells my book. I am a marketer who sells my coaching, my courses, whatever it is. You are not the person who made that. You might have made it, but you are the marketer who sells it. You have to put that marketing hat on. If you don't, you're going to struggle. You can have all the greatest tools in the world, which using high level, and I've had so many people, you really use high level? Yeah. Over $1 million put through it. So it's like, yeah, you can have the greatest tool in the world, but if you don't know how to put the words on the screen to get the people to buy, try, click, sign up, or call, or Zoom, you're just another wishful wannapreneur high on hopium.
So Jim, let's do a quick overview of day one, which was hook story offer. And then let's do a quick overview on day two, which was sales funnels, sales copy for funnels. Give us a quick rundown before we get into the agenda for day three. And I'm just thinking about those folks, maybe you had sales calls in between this workshop, where you had appointments, you couldn't make all of it or whatever, you didn't catch it on replay. I'm just thinking about those folks that might have missed some of this.
Sure. So you can see I'm wearing my shirt that says build your legacy business. And to build a legacy business is different than a promotion. A legacy business is something you could sell. A legacy business is something that operates when you're not sitting there working on it. A legacy business is a real business. Okay. And so the way you do that is first by understanding what we talked about on day one, which is hook, story, offer, which are the basic fundamentals of sales communication. Hook. That's how you get people to stop what they're doing and pay attention to what you're talking about. It can be a headline. It can be the first words out of your mouth on a video. It could be a picture. Got to get really good at being a hooker, Paulson. I know you're a first-class hooker. All right. Now, that's also fishing, too, for all of you with a dirty mind. I'm not talking about fishing, though. I'm talking about hooking. Hooking people, breaking them out of their hypnosis, and getting them to pay attention to you within a context, within the right context. So we say a great hook stops people and pre-frames them for what's coming next. Now, what comes next is the story. Now, the story can be a real story. I have sold tons of stuff by telling a story. My first book that I sold got written up in the New York Times. The sales letter, when I converted from a 40-page website to a one-page sales letter, the main mechanism that drove those sales was me telling my story of how I had sold not one, but two houses in the space of 30 days without an agent, without paying commission, and without spending any money on advertising. And it was my story that sold thousands of copies of that book and made it possible for me to literally and figuratively move out of the trailer park. The story can also be a sales story about a customer. It can also just be a sales talk. The story can be a sentence long, it can be 10 pages long. We talked about how that story can be link depends on context and the audience and all that good stuff. And finally, we talked about offer. And then offer really comes down to either the offer, which is an invitation to go to the next step in your sales process, or the offer is, hey, here's all the good stuff you're going to get, and here's an amazing deal on it and why you should sign up right now. So getting really good at stopping people, pre-framing them, telling them something, giving them some content, and then making that invitation offer to the next step. Those are the fundamental skills. Then the next day, we showed how we applied that hook story offer to a sales letter funnel. And a sales letter funnel is designed to do what? It's designed to provide maximum value and create maximum profit. Maximum value for the customer and maximum profit for you as the person running the funnel. We also talked about a sales letter funnel is basically a website that's organized in a specific way. We talked about the sales letter. We talked about the order bump. We talked about the one-time offer. I talked about what would be the easiest and fastest one-time offer that everybody can do, which is to make a coaching offer. And then we went through the 15, I said 13 point, I remember it. We were starting. I gave you two extra
I believe it was
blocks,
15. Yeah.
but it was 15, the 15 block basic sales letter formula, which works, has worked forever. And now we're at day 3. And day 3 is going to be opt-in page funnels, opt-in funnels, lead funnels, squeeze page funnels. How many of you have heard the phrase squeeze page? I believe I was present when that term was coined in 2001 at a summit in Boulder, Colorado by a guy named Jonathan Mizell. He was the first guy ever to talk about a squeeze page, which was putting an opt-in on the front of your sales letter to force people to give you their email before they could even get pitched.
I love that. Let's do a temperature check. I want to know how many of y'all paid a lot of attention yesterday on the 15 steps. Can you jot down if you remember at least one or two out of the 15 steps that you can recall? Let me just get a temperature check of who's sitting in the front of the classroom. Is that okay, Jim?
Yeah, I didn't know there was going to be a test. I mean, that's why I write them down. I mean, I can remember a headline, got the headline.
Yeah, let's see the comments coming in. Okay, awesome. So squeeze page, or they call it opt-in page, or registration page, or some people call it trial page. At the end of the day, to me, it's the offer page, right? Or is that not the same?
It's an offer. It's basically making somebody a hook story offer in exchange for at a minimum, their email address. It is an offer where they pay to move to the next step by giving you information, which at a minimum is going to be their email address. Now, one of my examples that we'll get to, which as far as this audience is concerned, is 100% effective copy. Not 99, not 50, not 60. As far as you are concerned here on this training, this copy has a 100% conversion rate. And I'll show you that example here in just a minute.
Love that.
So we
Let's
ready?
get into it.
We ready to dive in? Okay, so I got a few slides, not a lot of slides, but a few slides. Let's do slides. We're doing slides now, kids. So, all right, just as a reminder about the first 2 days covered hook story offer, sales letter funnels. Today we're doing Optin Funnels, basically build your list and your tribe. Now I'm going to make a distinction here about list and other stuff here in just a second. But then tomorrow we're going to talk about follow-up funnels, which is how you're going to build relationships on autopilot. So these things have been called opt-in funnels, lead gen funnels, squeeze page funnels, registration funnel. Everybody and their brother wants to try and make up a name for it, usually because they're trying to sell a course or reinvent the wheel. The bottom line is we're going to talk about getting somebody to give you their email address in order to move on to the next step in your sales process. Now, why would you want a lead funnel? Why would you want to do this? Well, build your list. You talk to a bunch of people, everybody wants, it's like size. And I apologize, the bottom part of the thing still says yesterday's thing. I screwed up. Ignore that. Okay. How big's your list? I mean, it's like size matters. Okay. Everyone's like, how big's your list? How big? I heard he has a list of 1 million people. Okay. But you want a lead funnel to build your list, grow your tribe, and create your most valuable business asset. Now, what is your most valuable business asset? I'm going to talk about this for just a sec. I'm going to get up on my little soapbox. So now I'm on my soapbox. Here's the thing. Nobody is born with a list. Oh, he has an advantage over me. I have a list. That's like one of the biggest things with planning a webinar or something. You always have to overcome the fact that you can do this even if you don't have a list. Because it was like, well, you have a list, I don't have a list, so you have an advantage over me. It's like nobody popped out the chute. In 1967, I did not pop out the chute holding I'm trying to find one, but holding a USB drive, okay, with a CSV file with 100 million people on it. First of all, they wouldn't even know what the USB drive was. Nobody's born with a list, literally or figuratively. Here's the other thing. What is a list? A list is a bunch of email addresses. That has no value. Want to know why I know that? Because if you can go buy a list right now. Some dude on the dark web will sell you a list. Somebody will sell you a list. There are safe lists and other stuff and all this different stuff. You want to know that there's no value just in the list? Send email to that list. Hell, the cops might show up to your house. People are so crazy about spam. If you ask somebody what is their most valuable asset, the smart people will tell you their most valuable asset is not the list. It's the relationship they have with the people on that list. Let me say that again. Most valuable asset is not the list. It is the relationships they have with the people on that list. That's the most valuable asset. That's why I've been able to be in business longer than a lot of people have been in live doing this stuff. Why? Because I understood early on that the relationship was what I had to develop. Okay, so enough soapbox, but we want to talk about some stuff here that I think is very important because, yeah, you want to get a list, right? All right. By the way, the software that we use to build our list is Go High Level. And you can get a 30-day free trial of Go High Level, over twice the amount that they give everybody off their main website. So you can use it for a month risk-free. Start building your list, start making offers, do amazing stuff. Use it fully functional for an entire month before you have to decide whether you want to pay for it or not. You'll also get my snapshot templates and training, which I'm going to show you one of the templates that you're going to get inside the snapshot to help you build a list. And you can do so by going to gohighlevel.com/Jim Edwards offers. Go to gohighlevel.com/Jim Edwards offers. Okay. So here's what one looks like when we're talking about these really cool funnels, these lead generation funnels. And I told you that I was going to show you an example that has you, as far as you are concerned, has a 100% opt-in rate. Here you go. Here's the one that you used to come to this page, that you came to this training. You went to this page, and this copy 100% converted you to come to this training. And so let's analyze it real quick. What's the hook? $1 Million Copywriting course. Ooh, $1 Million Copywriting crash course with Jim Edwards. Who's this Jim Edwards guy? Who's this chucklehead? Ooh, it's October 7th through the 10th at noon. You know, I might be able to do that. Let me read a little more. Join us for a 4-day workshop to learn about $1 Million Copywriting crash course. Day 1, hook story offer. I wonder what that is. Day 2, sales letter funnels. Hey, I need one of them. Day 3, opt-in funnels. Is it option or opt-in? I don't know, but I'll show up and find out. And day 4, follow-up funnels. That sounds interesting. Who's doing this? Oh, Jim Edwards. Well, who's this Jim Edwards guy? He looks younger on the picture than he does on the screen, but that's okay. Best-selling, I don't know, with over 2 decades of experience, dozens of best-selling books, okay, sounds interesting. Look at this handsome devil. I was really business development, previous marketing, I wonder how much this costs. I wonder if this is free. It doesn't say free. But save my seat. I guess I'll click that. It's not asking for my money yet. Okay, first name, last name, email, and phone. So the phone, well, I'll fill these first 2 in. I don't know if I'll get my phone or not. They might spam me. All right, so I fill it in, bip, 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 and here you are. It worked. That is a format that works for an opt-in funnel. Now, let's come back to the real world with a semi-virtual world behind me. What does an opt-in page funnel look like? Well, this is where it gets pretty creative. Okay, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with an opt-in funnel. So today, I'm going to draw it out for you, but we're going to mainly focus on that front page. Because if you can make that front page work, if you can get the people to give you their name and email or just their email or whatever, you can figure out a whole bunch of stuff on the back end. The hard game is getting the right people to give you their email address. Okay. So you have your opt-in page. What's the difference between an opt-in page and a sales page, Paulson?
Well, one is designed to convert you. The other one is designed to explain the offer.
Okay, and that was a very good answer. I'm going to say that both of them intended to convert you. One is intended to convert you by getting you to give up at least your email. The other one's intended to convert you by getting you to pull out your wallet.
Gotcha.
Both of them are conversion pages. So in effect, really, though this is called an opt-in page, this is really a sales page. Okay, now we're going to talk about structure of this in just a minute. There is no order bump typically with an opt-in page. Now, I have seen order bumps on opt-in pages work and work pretty well. The one that I have seen work the best is for a live training to do an order bump right on the page where you say the live training is free. But we understand this plays on the fact that, most people only have a 20 to 30% show up rate. We understand, hey, stuff happens. You're going to want to have an archive of it. You're going to want to have a record of it. Maybe something will come up and you're not able to be there. You can buy the replay for $20. I've seen that convert like crazy. In fact, so basically you get to attend for free, or you can do the order bump right there of buy the replay. I've also seen now on the confirmation page, which is the next page that you're going to go to. So you sign up, you hit the button. There has to be a thing called a confirmation page. Now, Go High Level makes this super easy. You can drag and drop and do all this other stuff. It's amazing. And make it so easy. You don't need a webmaster. You fire your webmaster. In fact, you send him a hate mail. You say, look, you suck. You might as well get Go High Level, going business for yourself, because I'm never going to use you and ever again. I don't need you. But the confirmation page can be a whole bunch of different things. And that's why we could spend a whole week just on the confirmation page of an opt-in page. Okay. Now I'm starting to sound like Dr. Seuss. We could talk about the confirmation of the opt-in page. But the confirmation of an opt-in page can be a sales page. We just take that sales letter we wrote yesterday and we put an opt-in page in front of it. And I'm going to show you an example of that here, right here. One that I made over $3 million with. This is not an income claim. Your results may vary, but I'm going to show you one that I did that with $3 million in sales. Okay. By forcing people to opt in before they could even see the sales letter. So, sales page. You can also do a one-time offer. Hey, you just opted in because you're here right now. I'm going to make your special offer on this thing. Now, this doesn't carry as much weight as when it's on the back end of a sales page, simply because as long as the opt-in page is available, somebody can know, hey, if I really want it, I can just go back and opt in again and see it again. So, na boo boo. Now, you can play some games with tools and stuff to make it that's not that easy and have a deadline and stuff. But the other thing you can do is just simply have I guess the best way to describe this is indoctrination information. And what that is typically if you're doing, and people say, oh, what's the difference between an opt-in page and a webinar funnel? Nothing. What's the difference between an opt-in page and a newsletter funnel? Nothing. If you're getting somebody to sign up for something, whether it's a live event, a recording, a special report, to see something on the back end, it's an opt-in funnel. I love how we get these 12 different flavors of what we're doing here, but it's an opt-in funnel. You're either going to sell them something, or they're going to sign up, or they're going to click. There's really only 3 kinds of funnels, in my opinion, as far as marketing stuff. You're either getting somebody to buy something, fill out a form, or click. Tell me something else they could do on a funnel. Book a call. That's clicking. And filling out a form. So, I mean, it's just sometimes we make things more complicated than it needs to be. But it's what happens after this whole pre-framing thing, and they're in whatever state of mind. What does it make sense for me to try and get them to do on that last page? So this is back to this idea of the indoctrination thing. Sometimes I have these little side things where I get up on my soapbox and I say things that pop into my head, and then I have trouble getting back. But I didn't have any trouble getting back to what I was talking about. What is an indoctrination? This is where, imagine you're doing a webinar, you're doing some other kind of a live event. This is where you tell people how to get ready for the event. This is where you give them maybe the stuff that they need to sign up for. So let's say, hypothetically, we were going to do a workshop in the future where we were actually going to write a sales letter and post it on Go High Level. Okay, like literally do it. Well, what do you have to have in order to fully participate in that workshop?
Level.
Paulson, what's that?
I would say high level.
Yes. You got to have a Go High Level account. So over here, we make the promise of, and I'm going to show you exactly how to write a sales letter, post it to the web, and be able to take money all in an afternoon. Call it a funnel in a day, 4-hour funnel, whatever. I'm selling them on the benefit here, and then we show up here. Oh, by the way, we're going to be showing you how to write the thing. These are the tools we're going to write it with, and these are the tools we're going to put it up on the web with. So the great news is we've arranged for you to get a 30-day free trial for each one, and just go sign up for them so you'll be ready to go. And people are like, yeah, let me sign up. Because if you indoctrinate them and explain why they need to do something, they're already in the mindset of wanting to do it. Okay, so we could spend a bunch more time on this, but the bottom line is, after they opt in, you're going to sell them something. You're going to sell them something, but make them feel like they're never going to see it again, or you're going to indoctrinate them. At a minimum, you want to make sure that they have printable details of, like, again, if this is an event, hey, it's going to be, October 10th. Here's, print this out, click this link to add it to your calendar, whatever the stuff is that you can see. I still have one foot in the last century. They're like, print it out. Yeah. Some people still print stuff out. It's called paper. And I was going to say one other thing that you might want to do on here, and I just totally lost it. Sorry, I get all worked up and my caffeine gets a little off. But these are the main things. Buy something, get indoctrinated, some printable details.
Now,
Those
Jim,
are the
purpose, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. The purpose of that whole concept there to make sure you stay on the sales mentality is so that they show up to the actual thing, right? They show up to the calendar, they show up to the book call, they show up to the event, or they go further in the mechanics of the pathway that you're creating for them, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you're reinforcing the benefit. That was what I was grasping for. You reinforce the benefit of why they signed up. And this is the other one. This is the other one. I got it. Don't say nothing. Okay. So let's say that you offered a report or something. Okay, and offered a video or report or something like that. And I've done this over and over and over and over a year. Okay, hey, sign up here for a cool replay of this, or, this downloadable report or whatever. Do not give them the report or the video or the thing on the confirmation page.
Then you're
Why?
gating it.
Because they'll use their porno address, which they never check. Sorry, their fake address, their fake email. Everybody's got a fake email, man. Okay, you got your fake email. You say like Yahoo or something. It's never gets there. And then they're like, oh, I'll just give them my fake email address so I can go through to the confirmation page, and I'll be able to get the thing. So what you want to have, if you're doing the thing, is you tell them, hey, check your email in about 5 minutes for the download link. And while you're waiting, here's what I really wanted you to look at. That's how I'm paying you. This is the whole reason why I did this. Was the report that you're getting is amazing. The video you're getting is amazing. The replay of the thing that you're getting is amazing. I know that not 1 in 10 of you will actually look at it. They're just taking up space on your hard drive. And the whole reason why I had you opt in was so I can have you watch this 2-minute video and read this sales letter and hopefully buy something. We're just getting totally honest, totally real here, okay? Don't let them see the thing on the confirmation email, on the confirmation page. Unless, and this is very important, unless the thing you want them to see or read is the conversion mechanism. What I'm saying is, if you're offering them a webinar replay, and the whole reason you want them in there is to watch that webinar replay, then let them give you a fake email. Because someone who's going to give you a fake email probably isn't going to check their email, and your follow-up sequence isn't going to work. So why inconvenience them? If you want them to watch that video, have them watch the video. Does that make sense, Paulson?
It does, absolutely. And some companies even go really far in this, and they turn on a 2-factor authentication. They're like, type this code and if it's a real email, or do a face recognition if it's a real person. Like some people
Right.
go real far on the other side. Yeah.
And And I'm not saying that's bad, because that also sets up kind of a perception that, oh, this really must be good stuff if they're making me give my blood through the mouse pad, in order
Yeah.
to get to
Yeah.
see this. So that's kind of stuff that you test. But if the thing that they're getting is the conversion mechanism, then get them to the conversion mechanism in the least number of steps possible. Okay, that's key. So again, this is oh, it's just an opt-in funnel. Jeez Louise, Jim, give me the template so I can go on. It's almost, on the East Coast, it's past lunchtime. Gosh, got to understand, it's a little more complicated than you think. And when your hair starts turning white like this, it takes longer to tell stories. But there's wisdom here too. Okay, so what I really want, so this is all the stuff you can do, but you can literally take what I taught you yesterday and slam that behind your opt-in page. And by doing that by itself is the most profitable way of doing it. Okay. So I got, as much as I don't want to, I got to delete this, even though this is amazing. So I'm going to stand aside, take your little screenshot, take your little picture. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this goes away because I got to be able to show this other stuff. So now I want to show you a wireframe. I love the people like, oh, a wireframe. I love wireframes. Okay. I'm going to show you a wireframe of kind of the ideal structure for an opt-in page. And I don't want to get into like I would say pissing contest, but I'm not sure if that's okay to say here, so I'm not going to say that. But I don't want to get into like this big comparison thing of, so-and-so said you do it this way. So-and-so said you do it that way. I'm going to share with you the one that I have used and tested for decades and cannot beat. I've tried all the different things. I've tried the flashing, the dancing, the talking, the videos, the bouncing, the everything. And that was just trying to get my wife to say yes to marry me. What I'm talking about here with what I'm going to show you, this is my tested model I can't beat. Okay, now I will make embellishments to it, show you lots of examples, but this is the one that you start with. And you remember yesterday I told you, hey, when someone gives you a template, the first time you use it, use their template exactly the way they gave it to you, and then you start testing from there. That's the way to get results the quickest, okay? So what I'm going to share with you now is the template. Oh, Paulson, that's pretty cool how I did that, right?
That's next level.
Yeah, that's some next level stuff. So what board is he using? Don't worry about what board I'm using. Okay, so here's the thing that you got to understand, all right? Number one thing is the headline package. So first thing is your pre-head. And typically your pre-head is to call out to the audience, either by name or by desire. Attention, high-level subscribers. Attention, SaaSpreneurs. Attention, agency owners. Okay? If you're a SaaSpreneur, if you're an agency owner, you're like, huh? That's all we're trying to do. Like, huh? Oh, this is for me. Or you can also do it by desire. Attention, anyone who wants to increase conversions and bottom line profits. Or you can call out to a problem. Attention, everyone who wants to stop bleeding cash. Okay? Whatever it is, you call out and they're like, huh? Then you have the headline. And the headline typically is going to be based on the big benefit of whatever it is you're offering for them to opt in, the big benefit of the thing, okay? And the benefit is either getting something or getting rid of something. So how to blank without blank. I'm going to show you Plenty of examples. Okay. So how to get big benefit. Then the subhead, and this is really important. Okay. The subhead is what links the benefit to the thing that you're offering in exchange for the opt-in. New report reveals how. New report reveals how to massively increase your Amazon sales. Okay. So, attention authors, how to turn Amazon, and I'm doing money stuff and it works for everything and it's online business stuff. I could use any example. Okay. Don't sweat it. Attention authors, how to turn Amazon into a cash machine. New report reveals secret ghost categories that can skyrocket your sales. Now, just off the top of my little head right after lunch, that's not bad.
Yep.
Why? Because I understand the formula. I understand what you're trying to get done here. So call out to them, big benefit, which is either getting something or getting rid of something, subhead, which ties the benefit to the thing. Then you have a picture, probably not a picture of you. You have a picture that represents the thing that they're going to get. If it's a report, what do you think it ought to be?
Picture of a paper that is
a virtual
printed. Yeah.
Or a virtual report, like a virtual report cover, a virtual book cover, something like that. Not something that you or your 5-year-old made in Microsoft Paint on that Windows 95 computer you still have hooked up in the sewing room. This is something that you've actually put some time, energy, effort, and some expense and actually had a graphics person do. And if it's obviously made by AI and it's got like misspellings and stupidity in it, people are starting to look for that too. It has to be a professional image that represents whatever it is you're asking them to opt in for. Next, you have 4 bullets. How many bullets, Paulson?
4.
4 is more than 3, and it's less than
5.
5. Right. How many bullets?
4.
4. Average. Oh, well, if he did 4, I'll do 5. 4 bullets. 4 bullets to start. Then you have, and what are these bullets? These bullets are telling them what they're going to get from the thing. Not telling them how they're going to get it. Not telling them anything. They're more what and why. Bullets to get them excited. The feature benefit meaning thing that we talked about yesterday. Okay. Then you have a call to action / payoff statement, which is going to reinforce the big idea up here. The whole purpose of an opt-in page is to sell people on a single idea. The more stuff you put in here, you are just talking people out of signing up. You're giving them too many things to think about, and you're giving them reasons not to sign up. There's only one reason to sign up. There's a whole bunch of reasons not to. And the reason to sign up is to get the big benefit that you're promising in what we already talked about. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I've got a question for you just for clarity. So this is not on the original sales page. This is on essentially opt-in or the confirmation. Does the list change? Like, are you going into offer stack versus originally you're really articulating the benefit or differentiating the competitive advantage you have? Is it the same thing that we're repeating one more time to reiterate?
Dude, I have no idea what you just asked me.
So on the sales page we talked about yesterday, we listed out bullets, right?
Yeah, those bullets were related to the thing that you're selling.
Got it. Is that any different than these bullets? Yeah.
No.
Got it. Okay.
No.
Got it. So
Same kind of bullets.
Thing.
Yeah, same kind. Bullets are bullets, dude. A bullet is designed to build pressure, anticipation, curiosity, and desire, which we really got to do when we're trying to get somebody to give up their email. Okay, so bottom line, same bullets. Now we're going to have a call to action, payoff statement that is tied back to the headline. These people are going to sign up for whatever this is because they want to make more book sales on Amazon. They want to turn Amazon into their own personal cash machine. And there's a cool little mechanism that I hook them with that I'm talking about with ghost categories, which actually ghost category, just to clarify, because I get into the stream of consciousness writing the copy, ghost categories actually keep you from making sales. They don't help you make sales. Okay. You get lost. It's like getting lost in a black hole on Amazon. So after that statement, you're going to have the registration button, the register button. What you don't want to have on here on this page is an opt-in form. Why? Because before they do and read all this stuff, they're going to scan that page and they're going to see that it's an opt-in form, and they're going to say in their best whiny voice, they just want to get my email address back, and they leave. But by tying the registration to the button, what happens is this creates momentum. So there's a big fancy thing that they call it from a book by Robert Cialdini. I don't remember. It's a big fancy term to basically say in for a penny, in for a pound. Once they click this, they're committed. And when they click that button, that's when you have the box show up. The box reiterates the number one promise, benefit, or the big thing tied to the headline. So you're restating the big idea. The big idea is in the headline. The big idea is in the CTA payoff statement. All this stuff is supportive of the big idea. You can even put the big idea in the button. When you click the button, the big idea is right here. You ask for their email, and then there's a little command in here, register, save my seat. We're going to talk about different stuff about that. But I mean, that's the bottom line. Okay. This is where a lot of times you can just stop. You're done. This is all you need. Yeah, the compliance department would say, you need to have your disclaimers, your disclosures, and all your other stuff down there too. That's just a given. Okay. That's between you and your attorney, rabbi, veterinarian, whatever. Okay. Got to have that stuff at the bottom. I'm not here to give legal advice. The only other thing that you might do if the people don't know who you are is, especially if you're doing like a, an event, something like what we're doing here, you got to have meet your expert, meet your host, meet your authority. It's got a picture of you, and it's got 3 or 4 bullets about you that are relevant to the audience and the promise. Nobody cares that you were an Eagle Scout. Nobody cares that you can run a mile in under 16 minutes. Nobody cares that you have a Rolls Royce. Nobody cares. What they care about is that you give them bullets about you, 3 or 4 of them. How many, Paulson?
4.
3 or 4. This one, it's okay to do 3 or 4.
All right.
Okay. 3 or 4 bullets that reinforce that you are not just some random chucklehead, but you are a chucklehead who can help them get the benefit. You have a picture of you, and then you can have a little caption under you that could either be your name, or it could be like a little saying, Jim Edwards, the Copy King, or the Webinar King, or whatever, something, again, that reinforces the identity that you are the person to teach them, convey this to them. And typically this is done with events. Okay. You can do it with like books or ebooks or other stuff like that. So, this is kind of probably do this a little less than half the time. normally when I'm going out to somebody else's audience that doesn't know me. But if they know who I am, I don't do it because it's just one more thing for them. It's one more bit of information between them and doing what I want them to do, which is to click that button. Okay. So we're going to look at a whole bunch of examples here. But the bottom line is I want to reinforce. Okay. Let me just recap this. Pre-head calls out to them either based on identity, desire, or problem. Headline. This is your chance. How to get, this is going to get you this desire or solve this problem, whatever it is, the big payoff. The subhead ties the payoff, the solution to the thing. Brand new workshop reveals the secrets to whatever. Okay. Image of the thing. And you're like, well, Jim, how do you do an image of an interview or a podcast or some? Dude, it's a picture. I'm going to show you some examples. Okay. It's not overly complicated. 4 bullets to start to test. No less than 3, no more than 5. Call to action payoff statement, okay, which is calling back to this, reinforcing the big idea. Button opens up the box, which, by the way, Go High Level does an amazing job of doing this and making this push button simple for you to be able to set this up and integrate with your email. Number 1 promise, again, reiterated on the thing. Minimum, get your email. Clear call to action. Whack that button, you're going to get it. And then meet your expert, meet your guest, meet your authority. Picture, 3 or 4 bullets, caption to reinforce identity. We're going to get into a whole bunch of examples. I know you're going to have some questions, Paulson. I'm not going to get off this easy. Do you have any questions or any intermediate stuff that you need to add? Oh, and I'm also going to show you all the cool, one of the cool things you'll get in the snapshot.
You know, I think simplicity scales, right? And you've given us a real simple path on how to look at copywriting, how to look at funnels, because people think, you just really can just follow a template that you just download and just go with something, and they don't realize the detail that comes with it from a psychological standpoint. I mean, you mentioned Cialdini. I mean, it's like the books of influence and psychology that really is playing here. And this is what really big production companies do, right? If you look at a TV ad, you look at, $1 million they spent on a Super Bowl ad. These are professionals that thought out every single word that's being used for every single second. So I would say take your business assets, what is, the gateways that you have built very seriously.
The other thing I will tell you is when you keep it simple like this, something we talked about split testing and testing headlines. The number one thing you should be testing on here is the headline. And so being able to set this up really fast enables you to test fast, because the name of the game with an opt-in funnel is testing fast, testing different stuff to see what works really, really quickly. And you only have a few variables on here to test. And that's the beauty of doing it this way too. But the psychology that's baked into this is I'm either going to sign up or I'm not. And the more you explain to me, the less likely I am as actually going to sign up. I mean, this is all about show and not much tell. Everybody loves show and tell. Okay,
You know, also, oh,
go
sorry,
ahead.
Jim.
No, you go ahead.
One of the things that you just reminded me, I think it was day 1 or day 2. We were just getting started with the workshop, and someone in the comments said, "Hey, Paulson, why are you saying that you feel like marketing is a little watered down these days from the old days?" And I've only been doing this for maybe less than 10 years. And what I want to reiterate is a lot of people just copy and paste someone else's thing, and there's not a lot of creativity that's original from who they are. Can
Yeah.
you share your notes on it? Because you've seen this for way longer than I have, and there's AI now that's like kind of muddying the water in my thoughts from a marketing lens and copywriting lens.
So in the end, if we're going to talk about what makes something personalized, okay? A tool is a tool. And these copywriting frameworks have been around for forever. I'm gonna just give me like a half a second. I've got all these books over here that I'm gonna show you. I'm just grabbing a couple of them.
Is that
I probably
your?
don't have Cialdini's book, but
I have it here
oh,
somewhere.
I have it somewhere here. I just don't have it like easy grab. And everybody's like, why do you disappear off the screen? Just calm down. So I mean, literally shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves of this stuff. So here's one of my favorite books ever by Anthony Sullivan. You get what you pitch for. Amazing book. My hero, the guy that if I could have been, if I could have been born this, I would have been him. Ron Popeil. Oh my God, he's amazing. Okay. Here's another great book, Cash Advertising by Drew Eric Whitman. Very good one. Buddy of mine, Perry Marshall, wrote this one, TikTok Advertising. Here's a classic by Dan Kennedy, Magnetic Marketing. All of these books, in one way or another, all talk about the same things. Different perspective, different application, uh, different stuff, but they're all talking about the same principles. What makes them different? Now, I'm answering your question, okay? What makes those books about marketing different is the soul, and soul has an E on the end, is the soul of the person putting it together. Number one thing that makes you different than everybody else. And dude, I have an AI SaaS company. I got stuff that'll write sales letters and boom. I mean, I'm talking like 10-page sales letter. But the number one thing I tell people, you can't just take that and use it. You got to put yourself into it. Okay. So number one, stories. Stories are what make a book a book. People remember your stories. People remember a story off the sales copy, off the TikTok, off the everything. Everybody tells you, oh, it's not stories. It's called user generated content. What's the best user generated content? Stories. Everybody loves a story. Since you were 5 years old, hooked on graham crackers and milk, sitting in the middle of the rug in kindergarten, somebody said story time. Heck yeah. You remember in high school, man. It's like, well, no, you don't remember this, but there was a time before the internet. There was a time when the coolest thing that could happen in class was called a film strip. And this was a thing that was like a crappy Viewmaster thing with badly synced audio that you'd sit there just going, this is the best thing ever. Why? Because it was a story. Stories, hands down, number one, best mechanism for getting good. Nobody can tell your story except you. Now, AI can help you tell your story better, but your stories, okay? Opinions. Everybody's got one. And believe it or not, people are interested in them. What is the news now? What is the majority of news? It's not news. It's opinion. It's people's opinions about the news and people's opinions about the opinions of others. Think about that. If people think you know what you're talking about, opinions are important. Unique perspective or uniqueness. Okay. You have a unique perspective on this topic. You, Paulson, are so expertly drawing it out of me. And you're like, you figured out already. You can wind the dude up and just kind of like poke him a little bit and he'll go. You're figuring that out. But you're bringing your unique perspective to this. The reason why you're asking the questions you're asking is because you've actually run down the highway. Okay. Second only to story are lessons. Lessons learned. Hey, man, I'm teaching y'all based on doing it. These are the lessons I've learned. The smartest people, the richest people, the happiest people learn from the mistakes of others. They don't make the mistakes themselves if they can help it. So how do we avoid making mistakes? We learn from the lessons of others, sharing lessons. And right along with all of that, putting the E in soul is experiences. Again, every single thing that you can sell, every single service that you can offer, every single bit of sales copy that you can put on the web can be copied, duplicated, cloned, or otherwise ripped off. The only thing that separates you from everybody else are your stories, your opinions, your unique perspectives, the lessons learned, and the experiences that you've had. And when you inject those into all this stuff that we've been talking about on the other slide, okay, that's how you make the templates, the blueprints, swipe files, the scripts, the AI. That's how you make it yours. And that's how you make it unique and valuable to your target audience. Okay? So that was my old man answer to your simple question. Okay? How do I do
love
that?
it. I love it. And I know I sidetracked you a little bit because this has been on my mind about the opinion I shared about how marketing is a bit watered down. I wanted to people to understand what we've lost as marketers is the creativity. We just copycat a lot of different things, or I guess funnel hack a lot of different things, and originality is just not there. If you
It
got
gets watered.
nothing out of this,
I
yeah,
was just going to say it gets watered down for two reasons. One, because nobody puts themselves into it. So
mhm,
if you're not in there, and number two, they're trying to sell to everybody. So
yeah,
there's no punch on the other side. But if you got a target audience, you got a personality, and you understand love me, hate me, there's no money in the middle, all of a sudden you can punch up some serious copy. I'm sorry I interrupted you, dude, because I know you're on a roll, but I had
no,
to
no,
get that out.
no. You're good. I just love this part of the workshop because this is what gets me excited because it's the reality of marketing, right? A lot of SaaSpreneurs and masterminds at conferences come up and ask, "Hey, Paulson, how do I differentiate myself from everybody else's SaaS?" Well, Jim's a SaaSpreneur, and so is everyone else. What differentiates you is the fundamentals and principles of what we just shared.
Yep.
Jim, let's get back to A and B testing, fundamentals of A and B testing. We talked about how simplicity allows us to test the science project the right way.
Yep. So the great thing about Go High Level is it makes it super easy for you to do that. You create two different versions of your page, and boom, they'll figure out which one's the best. So that's and testing that headline is gonna be number one. And then the after you test, after you're done testing, headline, pre-headline, sub-headline, then you want to start really testing your image. And the reason why you want to test that image, you may even test the image after the headline, but only test one thing at a time. Okay, we don't do multivariate tests because we just can't get enough traffic to do that. That's just understand A/B split testing. You're testing one thing versus another. The image, what happens is people scan and skim, and they say that they do it in clockwise, but it's not really true. They if you really watch somebody on like on I said it Hotjar, you'd be surprised. What amazes me, and I have to catch myself, is that you watch with your mouse. I mean, the mouse moves where the mouse follows the eye, and so predominantly you're seeing it kind of like this. It's how it goes. So it's like pre-ed, head, sub, look at the image, kind of look at the bullets, and then come around to this thing, and then they decide whether they're going to click the button or not. Okay.
Mm,
Is every one of them that way? No. This is all they average it all together. But pretty much they're just people don't read, they react. That's the other thing you need to understand. And so what we want them to do here is react positively, which is react by signing up. And by doing this, we check again. We talked yesterday about walking them through those gates. We're walking them through the gates. Is this for me? Yes. Is this something I'm interested in? Yes. What is the thing? What is the big payoff or benefit or problem solving? How is it tied to this thing? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, look, that looks okay. This is kind of professional. Okay, what's it going to do? How's it going to do it? Well, it's got this, and that. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Oh, and oh yeah, okay, I can see. Okay, yeah, what the hell? I'll just push a button. Send that in the comments. Okay, tell me whether I'm right or not. Tell me if that is not the psychological process that the majority of the time, because there's exceptions to every rule, I know, okay? But in general, that's the psychological process. That's the inner 5-year-old looking at stuff and to say, okay, let me click it. Okay? Okay. So, we good on this? Because I want to show some examples now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Someone
watch this, Paulson.
Yeah. Whoa, man.
What I'm talking about.
We've came a long way from the old fax machines, huh?
You want to, dude, I remember when a fax machine was like a breakthrough piece of office equipment, man. That changed the world for me in the mortgage business. Okay. This, again, not in all seriousness, this is not an income claim. Your results may vary. This page was instrumental in making me $3 million when $3 million was $3 million. All right. Back before anybody was giving awards and stuff like that, my best award was, hey, I made $3 million. Okay. So this is for a product I had called Mini Site Creator. If any of you are old enough to remember this from like 20 years ago, Mini Site Creator, give me a shout out in the box. But this was for a course that I sold for $297 and I had $100 upsell. Okay. Pre-head, stop sweating and struggling to get your website posted on the internet. Because one of the problems that people had was the ability to get their website up quickly. They had taken a class, they had done something, they needed to get a website up because everybody says, hey, now that you've taken this class, go put up your website and sell it. Stop sweating and struggling to get your website posted on the internet. Finally, a quick and easy way for you to painlessly set up your own money-making mini websites without being a computer geek, buying expensive software, or paying outrageous fees to a webmaster. Now, that headline would work today for funnel building software. And we're not really going to analyze the, I could spend an hour on just this headline, but it's finally a quick and easy way for you to painlessly get the benefit you want without these 3 big things you believe are holding you back, which basically come down to identity, expense, or inconvenience. So, which of these money-making mini sites do you want to create? And this was the most cutting edge thing on the face of the planet right then, was an audio button. People could click that and I would read them the whole thing. It would play the MP3 on their website. You laugh, but dude, that was like some serious marketing voodoo going on there. Which of these money-making mini sites do you want to create? 1-page sales letter, simple newsletter, affiliate showcase, which is basically a bridge page, Google AdWords landing pages. That was a big thing. Okay. First name, primary email. And look what it says here. I don't know if you can read that, but it says
free instant
access to all the details. Okay. That's what I was talking about in the having kind of the benefit or the payoff thing built into the button. So again, this kind of, we're playing around with different parts and putting things up here. You'll notice I don't have a picture of the thing. The reason I didn't have a picture was because at this point, everybody was still on dial-up. That's why I was literally selling. I'm going to show you this, dude. This is like, it's like in my garage, but I mean, I'm going to show you this course. Okay.
I'm having you open up your treasure box over there, huh?
Okay. So this is what I was selling. You would get these DVD cases, right? And it's like, no, dude, I'm not pitching nothing. Okay. You can't buy this. All right. But you got these 4 CDs. Okay. Let me see if these were printed or when. Oh, dude, my hand touched these. This is one of the original ones with the paper labels applied by us in my little house, man, with the CD stomper.
The It reminds me of when I used to burn CDs off a Napster and Kazaa and take it to high school and sell it, and we would put those
Dude.
labels on there because it was like
Yeah.
no one had an MP3 player, you know?
Yeah, and you like chink, chink, chink with
Yep.
the thing, you got that three turn and chink, 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 and then make sure you don't touch it. So we were using like plastic gloves and stuff. But on the back of them, I even got all the, I mean, these were freaking
Agenda.
crazy.
Yeah.
And each one of them's like, 4 minutes and 40 seconds, all that stuff. And but anyway, and then this got to have your workbook, bro. Back then you had to have physical. So these were transcripts of the teleseminars that I did each week to go with the video lessons. The reason I say this, and I'm like not running down memory lane because I'm weird for other reasons, but my point is that people are people and people buy. People buy for the same reasons now that they've always bought. People use principles and have used principles for years to get people to buy. The medium has changed. We're online instead of in the mail. But people buy because they want to make money, save time, avoid effort, escape pain, be more popular, feel more love, achieve greater cleanliness. That's why people buy. They want to feel more significant. They want to feel pride of ownership. That's never going to change as long as we're people.
I love
So,
that. Can I ask a quick question on this? And I know this
sure.
applies to what we're teaching.
Yeah.
The times have changed in content absorption and content saturation, right? So now there's a demand for marketers to be, in my opinion, a lot more elite because every single consumer is bombarded with content on news feeds. Like, you're back in the day, well, when I say back in the day, I'm thinking about AOL coming out and we had these free CDs and we only had 60 minutes that month to use the internet, you know?
Yep.
So content absorption, it really is it kind of in the way, right?
So what we need to do is be a lot more targeted to our avatar. And
Mm,
that means talking about their hot buttons.
yeah.
You remember that you're in Texas, dude, so you know who Toby Keith is or
Oh
was.
yeah.
He
Yeah, yeah.
recently went to the Lord, but um he had a song called I Want to Talk About Me. Okay. People say, "Oh, they have the attention span of a goldfish. Nobody pays attention anymore." Au contraire, mon frere. That's pretty much the only French I know that I can say here. People are more narcissistic than ever. They are more caught up in themselves than ever. If you're talking about them, about their needs, about how they're a victim, how they've been victimized by the system, and you're here on the white horse, the shining armor and stuff to save them, the thing about people they say they won't read long sales letters. No, they won't read boring sales letters. They won't watch long videos. No, they won't watch boring videos. They won't listen to long podcasts. No, they won't listen to boring podcasts. You have to be targeted. You have to be addressing their hot buttons, and you have to be the best you that you can be, because ultimately they're buying you. And what do I mean by that? Well, they're not buying me. I'm not a prostitute or anything. No, they're buying you, the trust, the character, the experience, the story, all the stuff that's wrapped up in this thing. Ugh. You know why we sold $3 million of this? Because we had some great hooks, but we had a great story. And the story that sold this, can I tell it to you real quick? Take
Of
like 2 minutes.
course. Of
So
course.
my niece, who still works for me, came to me more than 20 years ago. She's in college. She's working for me part-time. She's training to be a teacher. She majored in history in college, just like I did. That's another story. Um, Goes to her first day of student teaching, comes home, boo hoo hoo, and in tears. I mean, now this is spring semester senior year. I can't teach these kids. I'm going to kill them. I'm like, what are you talking about? She says, Uncle Jim, I can't be a teacher. I will kill these kids. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, no duh. I knew that like 2 years ago, but I figured you had to work it out. So then, but she's getting married to my nephew. And I'm like, oh crap, dude. Cause my business was doing okay. But I'm like, okay. She's like, can I just work for you? Because she'd been working for me, part time. And I'm like, oh crap, an employee? Ooh. So I'm like, okay, here's the deal. Now, this is got to remember the times we're talking about. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. I can pay you how much you got to make a month? $1,500 a month. Okay. Well, that's back when $1,500 wasn't a car payment. I mean, that was, you're doing okay. I said, okay, let's do this. If you're going to work for me, the way you would work for me is to be my webmaster. So I'm going to train you how to make these mini websites and do all the stuff that I do so you can be my webmaster. So while I'm training you, while I'm making all these videos, like they tell you need, to create procedures and stuff, what we're going to do is we'll offer to let people to come along with us and they can take the class too. So they can get trained exactly how I make mini websites while I'm training you. Put up a little sales letter, put up an offer. If we can sell $18,000 worth, then we'll put it in the bank and we'll know that we can pay you for a year. That was the whole scheme. So we put the thing up, didn't have a big list, mailed out the list, and we all went to Tops China. We figured, we'll take us a couple days, maybe we'll sell. I think we sold it for $500, which I was like, there ain't no way. And we went to the strip mall Chinese place, Tops China, in Norwich, Virginia. Go have our $3.99 lunch thing, come home, dude. We sold twice what I said I was going to do in an hour and a half. I was like, oh my God. So in an hour and a half, we made enough money to pay her for the year, plus doubled that over and could have kept selling it. But I said, nope, can't do it. We got to be, hey. So I taught everybody, I taught her, and that's the story of how she became my webmaster. And that's how this course came to be. Dude, the whole sales letter was that story, plus just telling them what I was going to teach them in the class. So these things that are on here right now, I just summarized, volume 1, basic skills training, volume 2, set up your thing. And then I just eliminated all the objections like, well, I don't know how to get hosting. So I had a buddy of mine that had a hosting company and gotten a couple months worth of free hosting. I don't know how to, I don't want to buy this software. So I got software for them. Didn't have to buy any software, didn't have to buy FTP software, HTML software, didn't need to have kind of like a mini go high level. It's like it took away everything. The only thing we didn't do was the email stuff. And they had to go get a domain. But by telling that story, I sold millions of dollars worth of stuff. I've had other stuff where, the biggest stuff I've ever sold because of the story. Always sells because of the story. And the story, there were other people at that time teaching people how to put together websites, dude. In fact, I had people ripping me off. Like, I was even getting refund requests for other people's courses that they were calling mini site creator something or other. Okay. What sold it was the story. I didn't sell it by saying, hey, you know what? I got this giant list of freaking videos that you're going to have to suffer through if you want to be able to put up a website to get your money's worth out of a course you didn't even buy from me. No, man. What I told them was a quick and easy way for you to painlessly set up your own money-making mini websites without being a computer geek, buying expensive software, or paying outrageous fees to a webmaster. That was the promise. The offer stack was all the videos. I don't remember what your question was, but that was a fun answer. Bottom line is, if you want to differentiate yourself, you got to know your avatar, know their hot buttons, know them better than they know themselves. And then you come together with them and you do that with the whole soul thing that I told you about with the knee on the end.
I love it. So, quick question on a couple of these things. So, Optin Funnels, right? What else do we need to understand when it comes to the principles of Optin Funnels?
Well, I think that the best way that I can do that is I got a couple more examples I want to show you.
Let's do that. Yeah.
But the bottom line is, I mean, you're getting it, dude. This is just wash, rinse, repeat.
What do you mean you're getting it? Can you explain that part for the folks that are not on high level yet?
Oh, well, the great thing is that when you, dude, mechanically you get it when you sign up with Go High Level. Intellectually and educationally, you're getting it because I'm teaching it to you. I'm not holding anything back. You're getting a whole bunch of extra stuff too. And with the snapshot that you get, you're even going to get a template of mine that you can use to adapt all the stuff. So this is the one of the share funnels you get in the snapshot that I get, that you get when you sign up, okay, that I'm giving. So it's got all these different elements and stuff. And you see, well, Jim, that's a little different than what you're showing. Yeah, a little bit, but not really. This has a black background instead of a white background, but it's got all the same elements and stuff that you can use to assemble and create. So that's in there. And the cool thing is that when you sign up for Go High Level, we go backwards.
And this
You
is
get your 30-day
specific
free
to,
trial. This
yeah,
is
and
what's
this is
specific to this
the,
offer.
yeah, this is specific to this workshop, just so you all know. So Jim is going to give you all these collaterals if you jump into this specific offer using that domain.
Exactly.
That allows us to track everybody that signed up for the workshop, just in case if you're wondering.
So let me show you a few more. And again, none of these are, oh, where can I go sign up for these? Well, this train done pulled out the station. This was the 310 to Yuma. But we got, this is like, we do this over and over and over and over. Okay. So here's one. All right. Now this is interesting. This has got a thing up that says it goes in the vault, goes to the vault in. That's one of the things that we use to create urgency around like a replay, as we do an event every month. And so just like what you're doing here, I do an event, we push the live, then we push the replay, and then the replay goes into the vault in the SaaS. And that's another reason why people need to sign up. So that's why you see up there. So unlock your potential, your ultimate user profile awaits. So master your marketing with the new user profile sprint. Watch on demand before it goes in the vault. So that's added once we do the switch it over. You already know that knowing your audience is crucial, but what if you could know yourself just as well? Enter the user profile wizard, your ticket to streamline sales copy and content marketing success. Create your first or next user profile. Set your marketing on fire. What you'll discover. Okay, this is the key with the bullets. Okay, now this is more, unlike the last one. The last one I used the bullets because it was about the mini sites. But now, and maybe next time, I know people are, oh, this shucks, I can't really read them. I'm going to read them to you. Don't worry. The secret to engaging profile. I thought I was a little bigger in the thing. I apologize. The secret to engaging profiles. Learn what makes a great user profile that captivates your target audience, drawing them to you like a magnet. AI-driven insights. Unlock the power of user profiles along with the AI genies. Tailored marketing. Master the art of customizing your user profile for specific audiences, allowing you to highlight the most compelling aspects of your expertise and experience. This is a hands-on sprint. Participate in a real-time sprint where you'll create your very own user profile, leaving the session with a finished piece ready to elevate your marketing game. Don't miss this exclusive opportunity to revolutionize your marketing approach. Register now. Now you guys got all fancy pants with yours. It's like, save my seat. It's like to your buddies, like, hey guys, save my seat. Which is fine. You test it, you get people used to that stuff. That's one of the things you can test. This one, I just take I'm about as subtle as they say, subtle as a rubber crutch. And so that's the one where it's just like, bro, register. All right, register now. I stopped using submit because I started getting some weird emails and stuff. That apparently that has a different meaning on some websites, the whole submit thing.
See, I'm starting to see the similarity in the structure. There's a pre-head, head, subheadline, the bullets,
Yeah.
the image that's not a personal branding profile picture with your, family, but it's more of a picture of the thing that they want. Then there's the mechanics of, I guess, a pre-head to the registration button, right? This exclusive free interview holds that's the benefit, I guess. That's the
Yeah,
benefit
that was the
versus
benefit statement that I
yeah,
was talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Okay. So where we're talking about here, this is the CTA payoff statement. Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
So, and again, you're like, well, Jim, I didn't see that in every single example you've given. I mean, there's some dude out there on the disc scale that's like a hyper C. It's like, calm down,
Forensic
bro.
scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
forensic C. All right. This is calm down, bro. All right. Just so, attention online entrepreneurs, master stories that sell. Unlock the secrets of creating stories that draw engagement, leads, and sales. Unleash the power of stories that sell. Discover the expert traffic secrets of Sell Watson. See how call out, benefit, tying it to, in this case, it's an interview. Okay. Founder of Content Catalyst content creation program that helps entrepreneurs generate leads and sales. Discover the secret strategies behind building a solid foundational story creation strategy that you can scale your organic social media. Unlock the ability of stories that sell to profitably grow your business at a scale that you may never have thought possible. And what you'll notice also is, again, these keywords are strategically bolded. All right. So if I'm going to read this, it's like unlock secrets, creating stories that draw engagement, secret strategies, profitably grow your business, insider tips, attract more, master. Yeah, I'm available then. This exclusive free interview holds the key to unlocking your social media to create stories that sell, even if you never set foot in front of a camera. And then this is what I was talking about putting in that button, benefit register button. Okay. This button says, and I know there's somebody out there like, why doesn't he show slides today? It was so much easier to read when he had slides, because I wanted to try something different. Turn social media into a lead and sales generator. Register now. That's what I'm talking about in that button. Okay. So yeah, I mean, why do you keep seeing the same pattern over and over? Because it works. All right. We'll do one more. Cause I mean, here you go. And I cut the button off because I suck at screenshotting. Attention online entrepreneurs, master your presence on LinkedIn. Unlock the secrets of generating more lead sales and profits from LinkedIn without spamming or ads. Make LinkedIn a lead and sales generator. Discover the expert traffic secrets of Josh and Rachel B. Lee, the industry leaders of success on LinkedIn. Discover secret strategies, strong personal brand, grow your influence, knock down your door to work with you, insider tips from the masters themselves without paying for ads, master the organic of LinkedIn, most underrated social platform. When on demand, free interview holds key to unlocking your success on LinkedIn, even if you're starting from scratch, which is also a really good, that by the way, that's a neat little copy thing. How to get this big benefit, even if you're starting from scratch, even if you're a complete computer dunce, even if you're not a person that should be able to do this. And you're like, you mean to tell, and you can see him. I see him. You mean to tell me that's all you need to put up there to get people to sign up? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only other thing you might want to do, and you can test it, is having those bullets at the bottom talking about you. If you need to establish the expertise for yourself, then it's meet your expert. And what I've found that works best, okay, is a picture. And you're like, well, Jim, on the opt-in page that they use for Go High Level, those pictures were round. And you're indicating this is a square picture. No, this is placement. Okay. I don't design my own funnels. All right. But it's the placement. All right. You could put it and you could try it above and below. And depending if you got two people, then it works out, or you put them out to the side. Calm down. The point is, this goes at the bottom. And the biggest thing is whatever bullets you're telling about them or you, quick to the point, reinforcing the thing. Now, I will also tell you that some of those, I'm screwing myself here with the thing because the other controls get in the way of this control. I will admit that some of these bullets are a little long. Okay. They're probably 20 to 40% longer than I normally would do, but I get in a hurry because, and this is one of those things where it's working good and it conveys the thing. So, but I'm just saying, I prefer shorter bullets that get it across. You want to tell as much as you can in as few words as possible, especially on an opt-in page.
Question for you, Jim. I know you mentioned you don't like to design your own funnels, and I'm gonna ask this on behalf of all the creators, the branding people that are in the community. Um, how much does the design and the aesthetics of this whole thing matter to you?
So I think that what matters is a professional appearance. And my artistic attainment peaked in the first grade at finger painting. And I'm colorblind in one eye and have no depth perception. And all I know is that it needs to look professional, it needs to look consistent. You don't have to hire a professional designer as long as the theme that you're using is clean and consistent. I personally prefer black text on a white background as far as what people are reading for the bulk of the sales copy.
Sure.
I am not a fan of reversing that, not a fan of a light color on a dark background. Not to say it doesn't work, but if you look at websites people spent a lot of money to put up there, websites that generate a lot of money, they may have a dark background, but when people are getting down to the money shot of the reading, it's usually black text on a white background.
Yep.
I think you also want to, it's important in anything that you're doing. Every time you kind of make a claim or have a big important point, there should be a picture there to help support that point. I think you also should have your no blobby paragraphs. So, in pretty much in my world, each sentence is its own paragraph because I want people to be able to skim and scan instead of forcing them to try and read big blobs of, attack of the blob text. The other thing is that everything should be consistent. So a main headline looks like a main headline, a subheadline looks like a subheadline throughout. Don't have any elements that you think someone should know they should have to click that they don't realize they should have to click. And the surest way to someone to know that they should click something is to have somewhere on that thing, click here. And so also to not make it hard on somebody. This is something I also have learned over the last couple of years too. Mobile is more important than desktop in most cases. So we spend a lot of time looking at our sites on mobile and making sure that somebody can make a good decision based on what they're seeing on their phone.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's Jim's design. That's a minute with Jim about design. So I mean, those were pretty much the examples that I had, and another one on there. But it basically, I mean, I'm showing you the same thing. But it's because that's what works. That's what's working for us right now,
I love it.
and has been.
I love it. What else do we need to learn about Optin Funnels today? Feel like we covered a lot of ground, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the one other thing that I would tell you to make sure, and it's okay if we're done a little early today, is I think that I may not say this the right way, but when someone does opt in, they they're happy, but they kind of have a snarky, mean, scared feeling to them too. So I tell you a quick story. I hired a guy to coach me. I contacted him and I'm like, "Hey, dude, would you coach me?" I sent him $6,000, and we had our day lined up for us to have our first meeting. And I'm on the Zoom link, and I'm waiting for him to show up. And it's 11 o'clock, and he's not there. It's 11:05. He's not there. All these things start going through my head. Oh my God, did he rip me off? Is he not going to show up? Is he going I mean, all that stuff. At 11 o'clock and 20 seconds, he pops on. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I've since paid him another $6,000 and, we're good buddies. But in that instant, between the time they fill out that form and they hit that button, unlike when they bought something and remember I talked yesterday about they're living in that world of all
Euphoria.
possibilities and euphoria and everything. In this moment, what's going through their mind is, where is my, you fill in the blank. Okay. Where's my, easy now, where's my stuff? You guys are terrible. I know what you were thinking. Where's my stuff? They're thinking, okay, I'm opting in for this thing. Where's my thing I'm supposed to get? Where's the video? Where's the download? Where's the thing? Where's the link? Where's the thing? Where's the software? Where's the thing? I mean, they start getting juiced up, man. So the number one thing to just grease the wheels, number one thing, here's your stuff. Here's when the webinar is and where and how you're going to be able to log on. Check your email box for the video. Check your email box for the download link. You see what I'm saying? And this is especially important even when they buy stuff. In fact, we have a way that we set up our confirmation page where it's like got this giant 1, 2, 3 on it. And we even show them a screenshot of the email they should be looking for in their email box. And by doing that, dude, we cut down our help desk stuff by like 75%. Okay.
Yep.
You gotta let people know what's next. And remember, I said the most important part, the most valuable part, rather, of the list is not the list, the number of emails you have, but it's the relationship you have with the people on the list. Well, those people, when they sign up, they're nervous, they're scared, they're mistrustful. So the best thing you can do is get them what they signed up for, or let them know where it is and when they can expect it.
Yeah.
The second thing that you can do, which nobody does, but all of you will do it now. The second email they should get from you the next day within 24 hours, thank you. Hey, Paulson, thank you so much for opting in yesterday for the report. Thank you so much for signing up for the webinar. Thank you so much for buying whatever. I just wanted to reach out, say thanks, let you know. If you had any problems, here's the help desk. And again, here's the download link, here's the access link, here's the stuff. Now, what does that do? It does a couple of things. Number one, that first email, that first thing might get caught in a spam filter, might get delayed. They might be spastic. So this next thing, the next day, gives me a second chance to make sure they got the thing and to say thank you.
So the confirmation step is different than the thank you step.
Yeah, the thank you step happens the next day. That's typically the second email. And we're going to talk more about that tomorrow in follow-up funnels. Okay, I have a whole sequence that I go through that I've developed over the years that takes everybody through a whole relationship building roller coaster. But the bottom line is that the next day, within 24 hours, you need to say thanks. Hey, thanks for signing up. Thanks for ordering. Thanks for buying. Thanks for registering. Thanks for subscribing. Here's the thing. Plus, this email is typically super short, which means it has a high probability of not getting caught up in anybody's filters or ending up in the spam folder. That's not guaranteed, but historically, shorter emails that don't say Viagra discount prices, that's the whole email. That shorter email has a better chance of A, getting through, and B, getting read. Because how many times do you ever get an email where the subject line is thank you?
Not
Thank you,
really.
Paulson. Yeah, because people are rude
Yeah.
and self-centered.
So I want to add some notes here for those of you that are SaaSpreneurs, and I can tell you, I'll share my opinion here. So, like Jim said, whenever you have your SaaS subscription set up, just like Jim and others that are SaaSpreneurs, after they opt into that trial, it's it's really scary until you get in front of them, right? So whether it's a Zoom format or a phone call format for the onboarding that I'm talking about. So after the trial, between the onboarding, the longer that is, the longer they wonder whether this was a right decision or not. Whether it's a good decision or not doesn't matter. They're mentally wondering if they did the right thing. So if you shorten that time down to an instant experience. For example, here at High Level, if you signed up for a trial, our number one goal is to get on a Zoom with you. Doesn't matter what else happens, including, I mean, I think Sean still gets on Zoom calls once in a while with customers, if I'm not mistaken. And no matter who it is, we jump on a call with a trial person. And what does that do? It reiterates the fact this is a trustworthy brand and a company. Whether you solve a problem on the Zoom or not, whether that's the onboarding or not, it doesn't matter. You create an experience like we're on the Zoom call right now. There's a human being behind this thing that I bought that allows me to know who that is. They tell me where I can go, support, success, expand, downgrade. It doesn't matter. We're on a Zoom. That is the biggest competitive advantage, in my opinion, we have. Instant trials get instant Zooms. And that's I'm just unloading that for all the SaaSpreneurs because it goes to what Jim said. There's a weary, wandering stage of purchase before I get my stuff.
Well, and what you're really saying is that you're trying to shorten the time and the stress between when they sign up and when they get the result they signed up for. And
Correct.
the faster we can get somebody a win, the faster we can get somebody a result, the more likely they are to stick and stick longer because nobody does that. And that's really what all of this is doing is getting real clear on the result that they want and figuring out a way psychologically and physically getting them there with the least amount of thought and the least amount of clicks. That is the name of the game. In everything you do, if you can remove a click, do it. And you'll see your conversion rates go up. And you're
Love it.
giving me
So,
an idea because we don't do that with our thing. We probably shouldn't. And my first thing, you and I are going to spend some time together in a week or so. You know, I can't, dude. I'm working. Nah, you're going to get coffee with me. I see you drinking coffee. We're going to get coffee. I'm going to pick your brain because
we'll go get some beef ribs at some point.
there you
And
go.
Cherry Blacks. We'll figure
Yeah,
it
and then we'll be talking. Yeah, man. How do you? How you? Yeah, yeah. And how are you able to? Yeah, the ribs ain't the time to talk business, man. That's business is over coffee.
So, Jim, talk about tomorrow. Those of you that know workshop format, we do these 3 days, but with Jim, when we have a legend in the house, we extend this thing to 4 days workshop. So, what are we going to learn tomorrow?
Well, I'm excited to share my last two slides.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh yeah, man. When I worked hard on
Let's
this
do
little
it.
AI image, I was like, okay, Pixar style that says this. I'm like, I love these little guys. And it looks so cool on your I love your slides, man. I love your
You
slide
said they're
background.
happy colors. You
They
said,
are. This the whole thing's happy, bro. So tomorrow we're going to be doing follow-up funnels, specifically how to build relationships and back-end sales. This is how to draw people closer to you, decrease your customer service issues, increase purchases and longevity with your customers. And if you don't want that, then you're not allowed to show up tomorrow. If you're not excited about that, then you can't come tomorrow. All right. If you don't want better relationships, more profits, and keep customers longer and have them buy more and more often, then you're not allowed to come. Again, want to reiterate, we use Go High Level. Would be real transparent. I had a bunch of people contact me like, you really using Go High Level? Because I know you've used another software. Dude, I've used a bunch. This is what we use. This is what we use. I have put 7 figures through this system. I am very confident in telling everybody this is what you should be using now. Okay. Just going to leave it at that. I use it. You should use it. You get a 30-day free trial, which is more than double the usual free trial length. Also, when you sign up through that link, gohighlevel.com/Jim Edwards offers, you're going to get my snapshot. It's got a funnel snapshot in there that you can adapt for both a sales letter funnel with the sales letter, the OTOs, the order bumps, all that jazz. Also, same thing with an opt-in squeeze page, registration, webinar, whatever you want to call it. You get that one too. Plus, there's some training and some other cool stuff in there that you're going to eat up like a fat kid on cake on his birthday. You're going to love it. And it's going to be amazing. And I reiterate what a pleasure it is and how much fun this has been to be able to share. And if you're not using Go High Level, you should be, and they'll let you use it for a month to get everything set up. Heck, you could very well start making sales before you even have to pay for it, and then it truly pays for itself. And if you are already a subscriber to Go High Level, you show up tomorrow and we'll give you access to the snapshot too. So if that ain't a twofer, I don't know what is.
You know what I'm really excited about, Jim? One, you're going to be speaking at our conference. I know there's a ton of people excited about that. I'm looking forward to it. You're going to rock the stage. The crowd's going to be, they're going to get a lot of value out of it as well. And I'll tell you a little secret, everyone. Our high-level conference, I'm a little biased, but it is a great time. Our own teams run the event. Like, we don't even hire an events management company. Our own people internally, we put our sweat, tears, and effort making sure you have a phenomenal experience. So I know we're down to some of our last tickets. I know you probably got an email from Sean. I think Varun on Monday. I think today Robin sent out an email as well. We are literally down to our last tickets. I'm telling you, we just want to bring the community together. It's not even a revenue focus for us. Our focus is to bring the community together as much as we can. And I believe this might be our last event at the Statler Hotel as well. But more details to come. We'll expand from there. But either way, make sure you show up. It's going to happen in like 2 weeks. People are flying in early to meet up during the weekend, stay a little further after the following weekend. There's a VIP day. There's also an affiliate day after and before the event. You might want to check those out. But either way, Jim, looking forward to tomorrow.
Me too.
It's going to be exciting. I think people are really putting it all together. If you honestly, if you just started with day one to today, like, you are building some serious business, in my opinion. Final thoughts for day 3 as we just kind of close out for today.
So honestly, my intention with this was to give you all the level of training that I would, if I was going to do a 4-day workshop like this, that I would charge $1,000 for. And I hope you feel that you have gotten that level of value or more, because if you don't, then I didn't do a very good job. But that's literally what I've been trying to do, is to do the same thing for you that if I was charging $1,000 and say, okay, y'all show up at my house for a day. Well, not, you ain't coming to my house for $1,000. But I mean, you show up somewhere for $1,000 and this is what we'd talk about for a day in 4 sessions. This is what we would talk about, how we'd talk about, and how we would do it. I just want to reiterate that learning, sales copywriting is something that you can learn to do and learn to do really quickly. You don't need to know it all before you can start getting some serious results from it. Number 2, it's the highest paid skill that you can learn, even beyond brain surgeon. Okay. Because there are marketers that make more than brain surgeons.
Right.
And it's also a lot of fun because it allows you to scratch that creative itch. It allows you to really express your personality. But more importantly, it allows you, if you're doing something that you really feel good about and having an impact on the world, this is how you do it. This is how you become the marketer who sells the SaaS, the marketer who sells the book, the marketer who sells the coaching, the training, the speaking. This is how you do it. And so I just would encourage you to take action on this and let this be the beginning of a huge change in your life, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. See, this is where it's evergreen, Paulson. We ain't gonna say any, there's a lot going on in the world. There's never been a time there hasn't been a whole lot going on in the world. No matter what's going on with the economy, with politics, socially, otherwise, people who know how to sell things to other people by using the right words on a page, on paper, or out of their mouths, never go hungry and always rise to the top economically. It's just how it works.
I love it.
Best job security you can have is knowing how to write sales copy. That's what I got to say.
I love it. As a thank you, just to show our community gratitude to Jim, can we type in hashtag so far? And that's an inside joke between me and Jim. Jim emailed me, I think it was day one or day two. He was like, "Hey, how's everything going?" And I just casually wrote, "So far, everything is awesome." And Jim has been picking on me about that. So everybody type in "so far." We got one more day tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern. That's New York time for those of you that are international. We love it and looking forward to it. Bye for now.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Bye bye.